Niaje kutumante asikeno barakoli tijay bari asikeno fanang jamfale bijay bari asikeno fanang bari mojale fata jay kiliyati jay. The charming of the youth is not fuareya but keleya kukuruya mobe ko fasa mansaya wala kana fententelia. I am from far. I was the restaurant, so I will do my ride. I will crawl till I see my flight. You can do that inside, but God is always beside, not aside. My journey is hurtful. Everyone is doing the needful. I will strive to the meetful. I will be thoughtful, even if you are harmful. I am from far. I don't want to say more.
Wow.
Just a small synopsis because Mr. Champ demanded that. So that is it.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Kurang bisan wajang gama kurang bisan ya matrenelo iyan dem marong iyan den jay kai wai iyan dem marong suma iyan dem marong kai wai kurang bisan wajang gama merna la big wajal sumanje ke na set yow ya maton iyan kilmena fonye bang fan tv iyan kilmena fonye bang fan tv iyan kilmena fonye bang gasiti kadomo.
Welcome to the Educational Talent Show on Fine TV Gambia. I am your host Hari and this is my co-host Fatmata, and today our guest in the house is Abdou Komma. So I will allow my co-host to introduce herself. Stay tuned for an insightful interview.
Kwame Nkrumah once said, "A nation without education is a doomed nation." Well, viewers, welcome to the Educational Talent Show, and I'll be your co-host for the day, Fatima. Enjoy the rest of the program.
All right, thank you, Fatima, for that wonderful introduction. And now I will hand the mic to our guest to introduce himself. The floor is yours.
Yes, thank you so very much. Of course, I am Abdou Komma, a third-year student at the University of the Gambia, currently majoring in biology. I'm a young Gambian poet and a prolific writer. I started my journey in Nasir, where I specialize in the field of science. I'm now currently pursuing my bachelor's degree in biology. I think that's all for Abdou Komma. Thank you so very much for having me.
All right, thank you, Abdou. And as we all know that you're about to launch a book, which has now been notified to a lot of audience. So I would want to ask you, like, what is your inspiration coming up with this anthology titled "The Blind Bridges of Love"?
Wow, thank you so very much, Harry, for this beautiful question. Yes, behind every author, writer, there must be an inspiration, which is very, very important. My inspiration as a writer, before venturing into the arena of the blind bridges of love, of course, is to bring about change. The inspiration is very key in the driving force of any writer. So I get to understand that I'm from a very, very sad society where people don't find greatness in their own people. Society where you have a lot of problems, misconducts, and maltreatment. So I was like, what can I do as a young author, as a stepping stone writer, to bring about change? So my motivation comes as a result of seeing the ills of society, seeing troubles like the problems of early marriage, problems of culture of silence, domestic violence. So I have seen massive of those when I was young, growing up in a society where people are always silent about problems. So I was like, as a writer or a stepping stone writer, what can I do to bring about these problems to the world? Because we say writers, we always focus on problems, but we also outline solutions. So if I'm seeing problems like domestic violence, fundamentalism, religious bigotry, I should not only focus on the problem, but to outline the solutions. So my inspiration came as a result of changing lives, to change narratives, of course, to change the problematic factors affecting society. That is to change the narrations of young child in society. So that's all I have for my inspiration. For the blind bridges of love, you get to understand that yes, love is very important, because without love we will not be here today. It's the fundamental pillar of our survival. So I was like, okay, I think love is very important. I was like writers, we always know, we think a lot. So I just sat down one day. I was like, okay, I think love is important, but how can I connect love to society? How can I connect love to unity? How can I connect love to freedom, which is autonomy? I was like, I think I can connect love also to our cultures. So like I think deeply, like every ordinary writer does. I was like, okay, I can do this by writing something which will also be an inspiration to society to bring about that change we are all yearning for. So I was just pondering that love is key and cultures are important. Unity also strengthen our livelihoods. So I was like, okay, let me write about love, connect love to cultures, so that we can, of course, have a broader unity when it comes to the, of course, progress as a nation. So society cannot move without love, cannot thrive without love. So my inspiration comes as a result of looking at a bigger picture of society, that love is important for every human being to thrive. From since we are young, we needed love to survive. Our parents saw us with love, so we grow up with love. So the caterpillar point of love cannot be overemphasized.
Okay, as you've told us about your inspiration, now can you tell us some of the challenges you do encounter as a writer? As we know, whatever a person is doing, you must face challenges in it, and some of the mechanisms you use to solve those, like to tackle those challenges.
Yes, you know, people don't sometimes writers we don't call it a challenge. They call it the area of opportunity, an area where you see this is a problem that I have to evolve myself, improve myself. But of course, every writer have problems, have obstacles, have challenges. The challenges are very massive. Like I told you, like living in a society where people don't find greatness in their own people, living in a society where people don't talk about problems, simply because of corruption, simply because of culture of silence. Uh, these are all problems. So when I started this journey, like I told you, when you want to talk about facts in an elderly society, people always try to tame you down because you were young. You cannot tell me what is wrong because I am your elder. You're gonna tell me how my compound will thrive, how my societies will run because I am your elder. So all these are problems in society where young people growing don't find their voices are not productive to their own society. So as writers, when you were evolving, at some point you have problems on the way by changing the narration of people that are elder than you because they try to justify age to bring you down. Not only that, writing is a very, very difficult arena. Others will say writers are born, but I believe writers are not. Like writing is writers are born, but the gift also is nurtured. If you don't thrive your what God gave you, it will die. It will die. So if God gave you the gift to write, you have to always be consistent on it, and we'll come to consistency, the importance of consistency. So at some point, as writers, we have a lot of challenges. Society were pressing us to stop what we're doing. You understand? Your own friends will try to tame you down because they feel what you are doing is not important. Because people don't read. These are all challenges. Right? So we don't succumb to what people say as writers. We succumb to what we see in the bigger picture, the perspective that is to bring about change. Like many other writers were doing. They write about problems. Today we are enjoying the freedom or the sacrifices they were doing. Right? So either you know it or not, writers play a pivotal role in the development of any nation. They play a pivotal role in the progress of any society. So the challenges are massive in the side of the family. When you want to be a writer, they will ask you, what is the benefit of being a writer? Because we believe whatever you're doing, it has to come instantaneously with money. Because that is the concept now we have it. So, but as writers, we don't focus more on money. We focus more on impact. And this is where the problem is. So challenges are massive, financial problems, when it comes to publication of your works. You understand when you start, like for example, you are young. There are a lot of writers in the society who want to be here today, want to be launching their works like I'm doing, but they cannot do it. But because there's no support. Because there is no moral support. When you said moral support, emotional support, and financial support are two different things. People think support is all about financial support, like your CEO, Fine TV, always support me emotionally. So these are things we need as writers. We don't always need your money. All we need is a support. That is to encourage us towards our goal. So the problems are diverse and writers have different problems. But I know the problem sometimes could be even to be stuck with ideas. When you're writing, sometimes every writer have a problem. At some stage you get stuck. But what do? Different writers will tell you this is what I do. Others will take a break. others will go and sleep, others will go and do entertainment to refresh back their self. So these are all problems, challenges, that surround the issues of writers. Yes.
All right, Abdul, thank you. Now that you've taken us through the challenges you have faced, I want to take you back to the synopsis of the book, as you've mentioned about society, you've mentioned about culture, and then the title of your book is The Blind Bridges of Love. Like when authors read this, they might have the feeling that this is just beyond about love. People who understand writing, but then some of the masses out there, they might not know what this entails because it is love. They might think this is specifically about love.
Yeah.
And then, as we know that the Gambian society, people don't like reading, particularly if this is about love, they just think about love. They might not be attracted to buy the book.
Absolutely.
So now I would want you to share some of the most central theme in the Blind Bridges of Love, so that people will understand it is not only about love, but it is talking about beyond that. So I would love you to share the theme.
That is a very, very important point. Like the issue here is the theme of the blind bridges of love. Like you said, if you don't tell people what the book entails, because love, people like, how can young people be talking about love? Like already the notion in society is that young people should not talk about love, but love is beyond that. So these blind bridges of love talk about a lot of central points, which we can use as people to bring about change. Firstly, we talk about the importance of unity, the importance of forbearance, the importance of sacrifice, freedom in a particular society. So the blind bridges of love is a double which really connect our human relations, how a particular community can thrive resilience, commitment, and consistency. You get to understand that if we live in a world now where children now are vanishing misconducts, moralities, and how to approach our cultures. So this book, the most important part is that it reflects on our roots as people. It talks about the perils of society, the cultures of disunity, which is being imposed by our own people. So the blind bridge of love is beyond the word love. Of course, we talk about love because this, like in the book, I talk about where a blind man and a blind woman fall in love. But like a cultures play a pivotal role in disconnecting these people. Right? So you get to understand cultures are very, very important in our lives. But at some point they can serve as a bodrant to our human development. So when cultures interfere in our personal development or social development, we must take back culture at this stage.
All right, Abdul, that is interesting. I think it is good to put that to light, and now the viewers will have the right perspective about what this is if that was not your perspective. Thank you for putting us through that. And I will now allow my co-host if you have any follow-up questions.
The other question that I would like to ask, as you already told us about some of the challenges that you face, what will you tell to those young writers out there that are willing to be where you are right now?
Okay, I think I'm still a young writer, we still learn, but like you said, no matter sometimes there are people that also aspire to be like Abdou Komma here today, but I would like I always say, if you don't be like Abdou Komma, all you do just learn from Abdou Komma or learn from any other writer. Just learn from them, don't be like them, avoid the mistakes they committed, and you pave your own way. So my advice to the young people is very simple. Like, we were all young when we started this, and we are not still exceptional. We're still learning. But if you want to be a writer, you need to be committed. Yeah, commitment is very important. Like there's a Washington said, without commitment you can never start, but without consistency you can never finish. So if you are young, you want to be a writer, you don't even need to, like there's a writer who said, like a poet, be a poet even in a prose. Like be a poet even in a prose. So like poetry is beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. So if you are a writer, try by all means get the zeals to pursue your dreams. Get the right people to guide you. Me, I'm not. You're gonna say Komma. You just see Komma today, but you don't know what he have been doing. Like if any great man you see in life have been pursued by somebody, and this is what people fail to reveal to the younger generation. Like they only see great people and they only remember the great people, but they don't remember the greatness behind that young man, and which is a problem. A failure of responsibility as a society. So if you want to be a writer, get a mentor who will tell you this how things are done. Before you publish, find a mentor to scrutinize your work. If you don't know how to start, you don't even need to start. Or you don't even need to, like, I don't, like, for example, people will say, I don't know how to start it. You don't even need to, you don't have to be ready to start. Just do something. Just do something. Be committed, be consistent, and get ready for the hurdles, because it will be hard. Even those that you believe must will cast a spell on your name. But then you have to keep pushing. Dream big, and you will get there. Commitment and consistency are the two words for the young writers outside there.
Okay, now can you tell us who inspired you to venture in it? As you said, they should find a role model.
Role model, yes. Like I told you, that is very important. My journey is a very, very bit unique one. Like I told you, and others will say writers are born, but when I was from the 8 to 12, I don't even know how to write. I potentially realized my talent when I was in grade 11, when I started being very particular, watching these great people, their videos, particularly Mumbai, like Isambai Fall, great speakers, Barack Obama. But one of the greatest people that I like so very much, like I love him from the bottom of my heart. Even those who are in Basse, they still call me that name. My teachers know that. This man, I love him from the bottom of my heart because of what he do, because of what, like really, the potentials he had. Whenever you love somebody, love the person based on prudence, based on what you think is attainable, not based on personal, bias and personal connections. So I love this guy so very much. And he is Isafal. He is the person that I look up to from the day I started writing. In fact, sometimes when I can remember the first time I started writing poems, when I write, I used to put his name there. I use his quotes sometimes. My friends will call me Isam by Fall. Even today, they call me that. But what happened is, I learned from that man. I am not like him. Today when I speak, people don't know. People will not say Isafal speaking. I have my own tone of speaking. I learned from him. And today I'm paving my own journey. He's a lawyer, I'm a writer, and a science student. Our areas of discipline differs, right? So you can learn from people from different angles. It doesn't matter. Maybe he don't know that I liked him, like he was my role model. I never told him that you are my role model. He's very far from me. I was in Basse, so I was inspired by this young man. Based on his prudence, his aspirations he has. So that's how I have to be honest to myself. I cannot change my story by saying he's not the one that inspired me. Because of that man, I ventured into writing.
Yeah, yes. That's interesting, and it is said like it is good to have a mentor. Have a mentor, and then writing is a process. Keep writing and be inspired. Don't do exactly as people do, but you can try to do your own things by being inspired by them. So I want to take you back to the book, like I want you to tell the audience, like, how do you think this book will contribute positively to literature?
Okay, the book have a lot of themes, a lot of areas that can really contribute a lot to the literature of the Gambia and beyond. Like I told you, the arena of young people writing, we like our captures, like mostly writers in Africa or writers in the world, most of them capture the Western world. So if you see, looking at my work as the novel, I don't capture the kingdoms as Western world. It's a pure reflection of African society. So I think as writers, we must be very, very vigilant on what we write, because what we write is going to be there and our children will read it. I remember my work was scrutinized by more than two prominent figures. Mr. Hassan Toure, historian and a great writer. When he looked at my work, he was like, I like your style of writing. Because why? You reflect a pivotal role on our roots as Africans. When you use the word the herbalist, you use the word the herbalist, you use the word Okafu, like you use Kayana, Bruala, and Tayala. I've never seen this in any other books. This means you are a writer who established your own kingdom. If you could have established Germany, you could have established somewhere in America, but you decide to reflect where you came from. And this could serve as a stepping stone for all writers who are writing to change their narrations. People are writing to impact lives, but not to give credits to people that doesn't deserve it. So we have a lot to do. The Blind Bridge of Love talk about really how Africans can use their own cultures, how Africa can stop the discrimination against blind people. Blind people are human beings. That's why I said the blind, there's a bridge and there's a love. So these people fall in love, there's a bridge in between them. That culture is a bridge which disconnect their love. And it still happens in African societies. People want to get married because they belong to different cultures and they deny them. So sometimes the lesson is the culture sometimes can serve as an important point of survival, but sometimes it can serve as a very bad spell, a negative spell on our lives. So the book purely reflects on love, unity, autonomy, and the reflection of the importance of cultural norms and traditions, which is very, very important as any writer. Michael Hamed Seka also looked at my work, one of the greatest writers and editors in this country. The same feedback. Like, I loved your style of writing. You use it's a pure literature. It's pure literature will reflect, and the book will go a long way. These are the words of people who Gambian trust so very much. Asim Sise, it's Hamed Seka, and a lot of people that go over the work. This is why the book is making a lot of waves. Not because of Komma, but because of the work. What the work is really trying to. The message there is so powerful.
All right, Abdou, thank you. To every viewer out there listening, I hope you've been inspired, and if you aspire to write, keep it up, and then know that you can do it. Everybody can do it. It's just a matter of the willingness and then putting in your effort. So now, as we have talked about your biography and then about the books, exploring the themes and all that. So I would want us to talk about your upcoming event, as I think that is the most important thing here, since you're about to launch your book, which is on the
10th May.
10th May, exactly. So would you tell us about your upcoming book launch?
Yes. Thank you so very much. That's on the 10th May, which is this Saturday. It has been a longest advertisement. Just longest advertisement. We've been doing that. We feel like as writers, we need to sell ourselves to the world. But Alhamdulillah, I would say now we are counting nowadays. Now that's only tomorrow. So the event is scheduled on the 10th May at Baba Hotel. Already we are expecting a lot of people, different prominent figures in the Gambian society, lawyers, politicians, business entities, environmental activists, influencers, content creators, social media managers, and all that. So we really expecting more. We are working so very hard to make sure the event is successful. So if you really anticipating to witness glory and history, so let's meet on the 10th of May. They're all your favorite, leaders, comedians, will all be available on the day of the event. So we can celebrate our own people. You realize Gambians, we celebrate more people outside. We have a lot of people that could be celebrated here today. A lot of writers, like I always say on GRTS, that we have a lot of writers in this country, but the platforms will be given to them so they can showcase out their talents. So it's on the 10th of May, 3 p.m. at Bob Hotel. I wish to have you all of you at the event. I know you're the CEO of Fine TV. Have been very supportive to me, so I cannot thank him enough. I know I would have done that in the end, but I could not have just keep it in my heart. You've been very supportive. I can remember he's the first person who interviewed me before all these medias will be asking me, "Come on, I want to interview you." He was the first person who interviewed me here on Fine TV. It means a lot, and this is where everybody have to understand where you started the journey. You need to give credit to people, even you're gonna give them, because what they gave you is more than exactly. So I would thank him so very much, Mr. Cham, for really giving us the privilege, and he has been doing a lot for the Gambian people. So his efforts must be recognized. Thank you so very much.
All right, that's good. So as he said, the book launch is going to take place at Baobab Hotel, 10th May. So this is your chance to support literature. You have nothing to lose. Just be there and be inspired. If you aspire to be an Abdou Komma, you have the chance to be there and know about the book, be inspired by the book, or be inspired by his personality or the speakers that are coming. So this is your chance to support literature. I encourage you all to attend.
I forgot to say the area of a science student somebody did like science student in the area of literature, but that question wasn't asked. So but that's very, very okay, because we believe science students cannot be good writers, but we have break the chain that it's all about the goals. We have seen a lot of great scientists who are great writers if you look into history. But Gambians don't read. But I think as writers, we have to change our narrative. We have to change our approaches towards our own people. So if you're a science student, you're watching me, you can be a writer. Abdou Komma is a writer.
Yeah, that's it. Anybody you are, you can be a writer. Being you a mathematician, being you a science student, being you a commerce student, or whatsoever. It's not just about art. It's not just about literature. But then you can write about science and inspire people in the science area. You can write about commerce and inspire people in the commerce area. Most of the good writers you see, they're not English students. They're not art students. So you have to write. It takes nothing to be a writer. It just takes you to be a reader, to be a good writer. It just takes you to be a critical thinker and investing your time. So there's nothing specific that makes you to be a writer other than you believing in yourself and wanting to do it and getting it done. It takes you nothing to be. So be inspired. I hope you're inspired. Seeing here
Yeah,
a science
inspired.
student becoming an author, writing about love, writing about culture and society. So nothing holds you back. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Komma, as you've told us about your modes of preparation, like we've been seeing flyers since I can say for over
Long
how many
time.
months? Yeah, long time.
Others will tell me, brother, it's even tomorrow. But you are too much. I was like,
Yeah.
nah, the thing is, we spend time writing. We just spend time like we need attention. Just like in the Gambia, writers don't have attention. So I want to go very far for people to have this attention. Even not Abdou Komma, if other also like somebody also come, we would have more. So this is why I'm changing. I want to change the bigger narration. Like the way you have bigger people in like in music platforms, we want to have a lot of people witnessing book launch. That is the main perspective why I'm doing all this thing, trying to reach out to people, seeing the prominent figures. It's all about literature. It's the most important thing people can ever engage in the country. Yes.
Okay, as he just rightly mentioned, if you are also planning on like publishing your work, do as he did. Because he has been publishing his work, I can say many people had been saying it. So it wouldn't be a new thing to us because we are all aware of his upcoming event. So my question is, how are you planning on marketing your book?
Okay, good. Already in the process of doing that. I've already started that a long time. And now this is why it's making significant waves. So the book I have made a lot of massive sales. People really in need of the work. I don't know why, but maybe because of the quality. Right? And it's not because of the coma. Maybe it's because of what they have been reading or what they have been seeing online. So currently the book also is on the 14 international websites and libraries in the world. So wherever you are in the world, you can just type Abdou Komma, The Blind Bridges of Love. You will see my work. Then they will give you a price of how much is the book costing, because each platform or each site have a specific price of the book. So the book is making significant waves, and I'm also working on Amazon just after my launching, so the book can be in the higher market stage. Already we are in the global stage. People are really demanding. Gambian people are really trying. Someone told me, "Come on, I don't like reading, but I will read you this work." I was motivated. I was very very motivated. So if one person read, should also influence other person to read. Yeah. So I'm sure we will change the narration. Sure. Inshallah, the way things are going, the Gambians will read more and more, because it's only reading that can change a country. They'll never kill you.
Okay, now what's the price of the book?
Yes, the book is costing for $500 per copy. I know Gambians, say 500 is too much. But really, we need to invest. We need to invest our time in things that can bring about product change in society. Things that will make you think an independent thinker, or else you'll be relying on ideas. And we have seen lately how Africans have been suffering from the cultures of relying on ideas and directions. So we don't want to be victims of such. As a generation that are coming up, you will change your narration to be independent thinkers only if we read books and buy purchase books.
Okay, as he just rightly mentioned, we can only change the narration through reading and writing. So anyone out there viewing us, you can purchase the book for just $500. You can link him. Like, so how can people link you?
Yeah, I'm everywhere. Even if even messenger, you text me, I reply. So
Yeah, I think for the benefit of the viewers that does not come across your flyer or that are watching it for the first time, you can say the number on the flyer that they can reach out and get a copy of the book, or if they want to know more about the event or attend the event on the 10th of May.
Yeah, so my number is 333-8631. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, just type Grammarian Komma, give me a message. If you are my friend, I will respond to you. If you, whenever time you're done, I can meet you and give you, inshallah. So 333-8631. Type Grammarian Komma on Facebook. The Blind Bridge of Love on all the websites. If you are online, you are in America and Canada, you can purchase the work, and you can have access to the novel without any burden.
All right, Abdul, I think that was an insightful one. and I believe everybody watching this would be inspired.
Inspired.
So finally, I want to ask you if you have anything to tell the audience finally before we close the episode today.
Yeah, I just need to front load the thank yous. It takes really a courage for one to ride. It takes a courage for one to reach at a step at a stage. But like we must always celebrate our every step. It doesn't mean we are there, but because we've been testament to our hard work. So to all those people that supported me till now from day one, like I mentioned, Mr. Cham, CEO of Fine TV, and my friends, families, all of you people who motivated, try to say, Komma, you can do it. Few days to launch your work. Of course, I've been contributing massively in all the other medias, writing. So my work is not a surprise because I've been contributing a lot in different areas, not only in poetry, but in the article side of addressing misconduct in society. So thank you so very much for all of you for being there for Abdou Komma. But if you want to be there for Abdou Komma more and more, you have to come on the 10th of May and support Abdou Komma. So I will also say, if you were coming up as a young writer, always keep pushing. Like the journey is a very, very rigorous one. It's a very rigorous one. It will be disappointments will be there, betrayals will be there, but don't get stuck. You have to keep pushing, my brother, my sister. If you're watching me, you have to keep pushing. Even Komma is pushing. So let's keep pushing. Wherever you see yourself, you're a science student, you're a commerce student, please let that define your destination. Like I always tell my friends, where you came from as a man doesn't define your destination. I am the man from the trenches of that small village. But we're trying to make we're not competing, we're just trying to make a better change. And I know you watching me too is from there. You are also from there. So if I can be here, you can also be here. It's all about the mindset.
That is interesting and that is powerful.
Again.
So
Poetry.
before we take a leave of you, at least we would want you to give us a hint of some of the poems. If you can recite a poem for us, we would really appreciate it.
Okay, good. As poets, we should get prepared at all times. So okay, there is this poem which says, Niyaje kutumantei asikeno barakoli tijei bari asikeno fanang jamfale bijei bari asikeno fanang bari mojale fata jei kiliyati jei. The charming of the youth is not fuareya but keleya kukuruya mobe ko fasa mansaya wala kana fententelia. I am from far. I was the restaurant, so I will do my ride. I will crawl till I see my flight. You can do that inside, but God is always beside, not aside. My journey is hurtful. Everyone is doing the needful. I will strive to the meatful. I will be thoughtful, even if you are harmful. I am from far. I don't want to say more. Wow. Just a small synopsis because Mr. Charles demanded that. So that is it.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I cannot speak Mandinka, but I believe it is a beautiful one. So to the audience, if you want to read more about this poem or the complete poem, what you have to do is to buy the book, even if you don't attend the book launch. And so you reach out to him to buy the book or attend the book launch and then buy the book. So thank you. I was your host, Harry. See you on another episode.
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you.